Morning. Well, it's good morning from where I am anyway. I woke up this morning and I was thinking about it last night when I got in as to whether I was going to do a video this morning or not. As I got in, I told myself I wasn't going to make a video and I didn't think it was that important that it needed to be shared. But I think I didn't sleep very well. I didn't sleep very well because of the, not consequences, but the consequences or implications of the things that took place in my car last night. And not to say it was mad, by the way, because I'm going to get into it, or certainly get into most of it. But it made me think about other things that are kind of going on in my life, and it made me think about actually some of the things that take place in your car. Then there's often following thoughts. You know, they kind of like initiate or they continue other things that are taking place in your life, or it allows you to kind of like evaluate them, if that makes any sense. And last night, because of that, I didn't really sleep as well as I would have liked to, truth be told. But let me just get into it very, very quickly, because I guess what I wanted to title this video was, fuck all this title shit anyway. Last night, some girls got in my car. Sorry, there's just a moped there, so apologies if it makes any noise or too much noise. Some McDonald's breakfast this time in the morning. People are moving crazy, bro. Anyway, last night some girls got in my car early hours in the morning, about say 1:30 stroke 2. It was about that sort of time. I'm not gonna say the area, but it was West London. And they got in my car, and I think they came into the car having a conversation based on whether she wanted to have a one night stand with a guy that she just met. And I allowed them to talk. Obviously, I'm not going to get involved in the conversation. They haven't invited me to, or asked me a question for me to get involved in the conversation. But they were talking, and her reasoning to begin with was that she hadn't shaved, or she had a lot of hair on her. Like in her asking me later on, she was talking about her armpits, but I think she meant everywhere. She felt she had a bit too much hair. I'm just making an assumption. I didn't want to get too deep into it. But her friend was kind of say like, just kind of like live a little bit in some respect. You know what I mean? You're not going to see the guy again. And you liked him, like you were getting on very well with him. But the sticking point for the girl was that, I guess she made the sticking point that she had a bit too much hair. And her friend was like, who the fuck cares that you got too much hair on you? Like, you're not going to see this guy again. One. Yeah, you're not going to see this guy again. That was it. You know what I mean? And I think her thing was, she wasn't too sure whether he was her type, but she did say like he was good looking, cool, we had fun, so on and so forth. I'm assuming they exchanged numbers. Yeah, I'm assuming they exchanged numbers. And they got me involved into the conversation. So they were like, hi, like, what's your name, sorry? I said, Andrew. This is the situation. I've met this guy, really cool, really funny, really cool. I've said that already. I like him. I'm thinking about having a one night stand with him, but I've got a bit of hair on me. You know what I mean? That's the sticking point at this moment in time. Also, she said that her bed sheets weren't made. All right. So they asked me, what would I do, or would it bother me? So a friend was saying to me, she didn't say sell it to her, but she said it in a way, or she asked me in a way, sell it to my friend why she should sleep with this guy in relation to the hair and also in relation to the bed sheets. And I was like, do I care about hair? Like, obviously, if I see it on someone who I haven't met before, I don't know, then I might, I don't want to say double back. Hair's not a big deal, to be fair, all right? But like, I don't know, I might look it. I hope I do one of those things anyway. But I said, like, I'm not being funny, like, hair, firstly, is not really a big deal. Like, if you're a big man or you're of a certain age, you've seen hair before, whether it's in a relationship with someone, or whether you've been seeing someone for a period of time. So seeing hair is not going to be a big deal. So I said, like, I wouldn't even worry about that, truth be told. If he's a big man, which I expect he is, that's not really a big deal. If it's a one night stand, then I think the only thing you need to really not take from it, as long as you both had fun, then that's all that really matters. I don't think he's going to go away thinking, oh my God, she had hair, da-da-da. He's seen hair before. In regards to the bed sheets, I'm sure I said this anyway. I said, I think that's a good thing, first and foremost, that not that you don't have bed sheets, that you've actually washed your bed sheets. Because I'm telling you right now, there's a lot of people who are not washing their bed sheets. You know what I mean? And I know the heat wave has only just started, but I think we're in what would kind of be the height of the summer. And I'm telling you, people are not washing their bed sheets. So I said it's a good thing. And there's even, like, they were talking about, actually, a friend said, like, if the bed sheets is a big deal, I'll actually put your bed sheets on. I don't know if they were damp, dry, I'm not too sure, but she said they just come out of the wash, she hasn't sorted all that out. And I said, you know what? So I made an assumption, like, as to the bed sheets being ready but not being laid out. I said, like, I think there's something cute, or I think there's something cute about putting the bed sheets on together. So me personally, I wouldn't have a problem in doing that. It wouldn't bother me in any way, shape, or form. But I think my point, or my thoughts initially when we were having the conversation was, like, I think in relation to like a one night stand, I think it's in the girl's hands as to whether a one night stand would take place. I know it takes two to tango, but like, it was almost like it was one of those decisions. It was a very simple decision as to, like, hair was the sticking point. Whereas a man would have thought it would have been something completely else, whether the girl's feeling me, whether a girl just doesn't want to just, you know, doesn't want to have a one night stand. That's not who she is, not what she does. But the hair was the sticking point. If you were to ask the guy, he would have said, hair? Like, who cares in some respects? But the hair was a sticking point. There were other things from the conversation. I mean, they were talking about how good looking I was, this, that, and the third, so on and so forth. And it's funny because those are the things that kind of had me thinking when I let them go. Not the good looking thing, because I don't think that's a big deal. I mean, I've had girls tell me I'm good looking before, and many millions of guys have had those type of stuff before. But there were conversations between us, in between all of that, that had me thinking afterwards, and it made me think about a lot of things when I got home. Like, not big things. No, it's not big at all. I'm just within the scheme of what I'm going through in my life. You know what I'm saying? And I don't even know the reason why I even said all that type of stuff. But I kind of just wanted to, I guess, articulate in some way, shape, or form. Like, I always find it weird, the type of conversations that take place in the car, because what it does, it allows you to think afterwards, you know, the conversation. So I haven't gone too much into all the stuff that took place. The main aim of the objective was, I thought, of this video was more so the sticking points for ladies as to whether she's going to have a one night. So in this particular situation, it was the bed sheets and the fact that she had a bit of hair. The hair, she said she was going to go, she could shave that. That's not a big deal. But the bed sheets clearly was something else. And I was like, in regards to the bed sheets, I don't know if I've said this already, like, that wouldn't be a big deal for me either. Like, I mean, I want bed sheets, but I mean, I don't think that's going to stop a guy on a one night stand. Just my point of view. And I said that to her as well. I said, in regards to the hair, like, if it's a one night stand again, he's, you know what I mean, you're not going to see him again. You've had your fun. You've had your fun. He's had his fun. If you're going to see him again, it'd be something they can laugh at some point down the line. And she went, oh, well, what if I want to marry him? Somebody, I mean, you can laugh about that, you know, as to that being a sticking point, or that being something that you were sitting and actually thinking about. But I find it really interesting, like, the events that take place in a car that go on to have secondary and other thoughts following the actual ride. And I'm not too sure riders actually know that. So there's so many different things that take place in a car during the course of a 24-hour period, or even a week, that have you thinking kind of long after. It's mad, because there's a guy, all right, this is separate from that conversation. Anyway, there's a guy who got in my car probably 2-3 months ago, and he went away. Oh, he was playing poker. I think he had a poker tournament or something of a card game. He went away and had a tournament. And we ended up talking about his mum. No, we ended up talking about his children and the pandemic, and he was talking about how it changed him and the reasons why. And I've forgotten a lot of it, but I think about it all the time. Maybe because of some of the things I'm going through. And sorry, not that I'm trying to be a storyteller, because I guess I'm talking about the events that are taking place in my car, but at the same time, I'm also a very private man, and there's some things I don't want to divulge. It's mad. I didn't even realize this was here. So I've told a lot of my stories in his book. So obviously you can get the book and you can find out all my stories, but it's still, at the same time, there's a part of me that would like to keep some of the stories to myself. But he was talking about during the pandemic, or how him and his daughter, not that they didn't get along, but we're talking about social media and some of the conflicts that you can have with social media as a parent, in terms of parenting your children on social media. But he went on to talk about how he got a little bit closer to his daughter during the pandemic. Obviously because of the proximity and obviously not leaving the house, all that type of stuff, and not having to work, and, well, you get the point. But he backtracked and he kind of told me that his mum wasn't around, and it's a shame I forgot a lot of the story, but he said that, like, before his daughter was born, he said he ended up telling his daughter this. Before his daughter was born, his mum was about to pass. So, like, I think she had cancer or she had a terminal illness, and he was hoping his mum would stay strong, you know, and would see the birth of his daughter. And it was a big thing for him. But his mum unfortunately didn't make it. But what he went on to say is that what got him through those periods was the fact that he had a daughter. He didn't have to, don't know if this is right or wrong, to be fair, but he didn't have time to grieve. But he said, like, he saw his mum through his daughter, and he really gave him a lot of comfort. And I don't know, man. Like, I always think about, do you know what? It's because I'm going through a lot myself in life, as to my parents having illnesses and all that type of stuff. And again, I talk about that in my book as well. And my dad's recently, maybe it's the reason, my dad's recently gone into hospital. He's still not come out of hospital. And I was just thinking about that, as to, you know, seeing your parents through other people, you know. And I think about that guy quite often, just maybe in his day to day, you know, how he misses his mum, but at the same time, you know, how he sees his mum through his daughter. And he said his mum lives on through his daughter. He said he could see the resemblance, etc., etc. And it was an amazing conversation. Like, and again, you don't expect to have these conversations in the car. Very random conversations. You touch on a topic, something that's come on. A topic that you both have, thank you, call it a common thread. So a common interest, sorry. You have a common interest and you both divulge a bit more about yourselves. And then before you know it, you've had a really, really deep conversation, you know, something that's a bit therapeutic. And it's mad because I met this guy at least 2-3 months ago, but I still have like a lot of thoughts about him, like early in the morning, like when I'm quite reflective and stuff like that. Wow. I didn't expect to have this conversation in regards to that guy. It's been something I've been thinking about for a long time, to be fair, but I've not really said it, if I'm honest. And there's been other conversations too. I remember, like, just before International Women's Day, I had like 3 phenomenal conversations with some women in regards to their experiences with their mothers and stuff like that, and talking about relationships and stuff like that. And it's mad because I didn't know it was International Women's Day, and like, when I found it just made me appreciate women that much more. Not that I don't, because I really do anyway. But I'm going to leave it there anyway. Hopefully I get to jot down those thoughts in regards to those 3 women, and certainly that gentleman as well, because those are things that, it's mad because I say this about traveling. There are people who I met on my travels, all right, and I was only spent 2, 3, 4 days with them, that I will never ever forget, because they had an everlasting impact on my life and some of my thinking, and just their way of life, as to, you know, selling up and living in Guatemala, which I never went. But I'm talking about Nicaragua. You know, that there's one woman in particular who sold up a place, and I said, fuck that. Why would I want to live in the West for? Makes no sense to me. Anyway, I've gone through quite a few things anyway, but peace and love, and enjoy your day. I don't know what the weather's going to be today. I think today's the 20th of June or the 19th of June. That's a fucking lie. It's the 16th of June, I think. It's a Saturday, so enjoy your day. It's going to be a good one. I'm going to be working in the evening, but I definitely want to have a good day. Ciao, ciao.
Few moments later.
Do you know what? I actually left without even saying actually what happened at the very, very end. Long story short, she got out of the car and she was like, thank you for all you said, all you've done. Both their friends said that. And long story short, she said, or she's going to sleep with him. So yeah, a happy customer. She said she's going to be a great review. Boom, 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 so on and so forth. Have a good day, people.